Hello, my name is Mark Randolph. I teach English and Cultural Studies at Greenhills School, where I also coach tennis and coach the ethics bowl team. I'm in my 24th year of teaching at Greenhills, where I've also served as the 10th grade class principal, the McDowell writing coordinator, and the Spirit Week czar. I'd like to read a poem that I read at the closing assembly for our MLK Day ceremonies. It's called 9310 2nd Avenue. In 1965, the sun hums like a junction box through Art Deco and Mission-style tract houses on 2nd Avenue between Arborvitae and Crenshaw. On a sweltering August day, a cop hassles a black motorist, calling for backup. A baton is pulled, a skull is cracked, and the flame is on the tender. 35,000 African Americans say, "No more," and hear us. And 5 days later, 34 people have died. 1,000 people have been wounded, and over $200 million in property has been destroyed. They say that men with shotguns riding in the back of pickup trucks drive up and down 2nd Avenue. But you can't know for sure because you are 5 years old and dreaming of Batman and G.I. Joe, and your parents evacuate you to your uncle's house in Pomona because the National Guard is setting up a perimeter across Crenshaw and Manchester, which takes in 9310 2nd Avenue. In 1968, you were always the Giants and your brother is always the Dodgers in backyard wiffle ball. You bet right for Bonds and Mays and left, though anemically, for McCovey. Their greatness is all-encompassing, yet distant. So the more modest catcher, Jackie Hyatt, recommends himself as an underdog hero. Of course, the high-kicking Juan Marichal always pitches, though strangely, he rarely wins. On 2nd Avenue, you ride spider bikes with banana seats and sissy bars in groups of kids with every conceivable color of skin. The sun bakes your perspiration so that you all have the same white, salty residue on your skin and the same matted hair, all impossible to comb with your fingers. At 9310 2nd Avenue, you play football with Alva and Arthur and Danny after you pick up the dog do with popsicle sticks and pie tins, driving end to end of the long, slender yard, carrying miniature Voight footballs, kicking them high over the clothesline and back fence for extra points so that the ball lands in the back neighbor's yard and you must climb the fence using the telephone pole to retrieve it. And since you are halfway to Frank's Market, you climb the back neighbor's side fence and head across the parking lot where chances are that one of the four of you will have a nickel for a grape-flavored gum rope. Mom will never know. Down Arborvitae, you walk to Warren Lane Elementary School. And back in the afternoon, though on occasion a crazed German Shepherd will escape and scare the bejesus out of you so that you sprint down 5th Avenue to 96th Street and then back down 2nd Avenue to the house at 9310. Well, this is scary. It still makes sense. Unlike the 5th and 6th grade girls who sit on the high wall across the street from the school and call you names like cracker and words you don't understand, and even your black friends are scared. And you are all afraid to go into the bathroom. And you have seen the 6th grade boy knock down the 4th grade girl, and she is screaming as she disappears into a sea of gawkers. And you feel a feeling in your body that you will feel not again until you are flying home on the tail end of Hurricane Bob and you see a flight attendant cross herself and the metal wings of the plane flap up and down like a bird's wings. And you think, this is it. This is not a white and black thing. This is a 1965, no more. And you are going to hear us thing. And when you are 8 years old and you were repeatedly beaten by a kid you don't know for reasons that must have something vaguely to do with 1965, and when you have seen the tiny Italian vice principal challenge the much taller junior high school kid to in fact cross the fence and stick that knife into him, and when you are so scared that any humiliation is preferable to being that much afraid, you understand what hope in a dream means. and how it really matters to everyone, and how perhaps one man, one dream is all that stands between 1968 and 1965, between working it out and burning up in an inferno of historical madness and malice that you can't quite understand so well as fear at age 8. And when you hear the news, and even at age 8, you must hear such cataclysmic news. You fear your worst fears, and you have to wonder about driving across Manchester, as my mother did on the day of Dr. King's funeral, with her car lights on to honor the great man, and the dream that might let her children, all children, sleep at night, and car after car after car, only cars, not white and black drivers, with lights shining on one another like hands reaching out to grab a lifeline across Manchester, where people could go to see the doctor, shop for groceries, play baseball, go to church, attend school, and have friends, and make a world that leaves 1965 in the past. Thank you.